Question of the day. Is this message from Camille Robinson-Regis a message to Penelope Beckles and Foster Cummings? I'm deeply saddened by the fact that this internal election has turned into the bashing of people who genuinely care for and have worked diligently for our beloved party and country. I recall when Dr. Rowley challenged Mr. Manning for the position of political leader. I supported Mr. Manning and was a frontline speaker, and not one day did I see the need to speak ill of Dr. Rowley or members who chose to support him. There was no need, as it was a contest amongst family, and in that case we didn't need to bring down one for the other to win. We needed to highlight why it was felt that one candidate had the better ability to lead at that time. I was not even a candidate, but I spoke several times in support of Mr. Manning, never in any way denigrating Dr. R, who had a legitimate right to challenge. In fact, during the campaign, I went to Dr. R's home and gave him and my schoolmate Sharon a Rottweiler puppy. We never became unkind to each other, or spoke ill of each other, or spoke ill about members who supported him. As a matter of fact, Kamaluddin Mohammed, who was vying for chairman of the party with Dr. R, was the speaker at the conference of the Aruka South constituency that I represented. I repeat that there is no need to unfairly damage your opponents in order to win. At the end of the day, we need all hands on deck. All our we is one family. We must be free to make our choices without concern about vilification or consequences. The only consequence at the end of this internal election must be that the best person for each position must evolve the winner, and with boundless faith in our destiny, we take our party forward. Further, after the elections, everyone remains a PNM and in the PNM. We will need to work together to fortify our party, and that becomes difficult if some seem hell-bent on hurting others. The PNM and its leaders and members must remain committed to standing firm in principle and truth, representing the people with clarity, conviction, and dignity, even amidst the noise and challenges. It is deeply disheartening to witness Dr. Rowley, someone who has consistently demonstrated his commitment to the best interests of our party and our country, facing criticism from within our own ranks. Even more troubling is that some of this comes from individuals whose political journeys he helped revive and whom he placed in positions of trust and responsibility. At a time when our political opponents are also actively seeking to discredit him, it is unfortunate that such internal divisions are emerging. This moment calls for unity and reflection, not unnecessary discord. Unbelievably, though, is that some members of the leadership who are being accused of failing us are the same members who now form an integral part of some slates. Isn't that contradictory? Also, who are the so-called opponents? Dr. Rowley, Stuart Young, Rohan Sinanan, and I. We are the ones now ostensibly being attacked for the outcome of the general election as we formed the leadership. But several persons who are now requesting your vote to lead the party again were also part of that leadership and integral to the general election campaign. So how are they not being vilified? But we are. It didn't turn out how we expected, so how does that make us the enemy? And the persons who are now fighting the internal and who were also involved in the general election are not being attacked and are not the enemy? Some even lost their seats but are presenting themselves to lead the party again. I am not against that, but let's be fair. I hold fast to the belief that truth, discipline, and integrity will always prevail. Choose wisely on June 22nd.